What up, what up, what up, what up? It's me, L Teddy 27.
What's good tonight? Right about the hood.
Oh, dear God, I'm already eating a drink. Look a damn mess. Just a damn mess. No means no, and yes means no.
What up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What's up? It's me, I'm L Teddy. I'm back. I am back. It says L Teddy 27 somewhere around, but y'all know it, dude. Anyway, we're back for another review. Okay. New show alert, new show alert, new show alert, people. New show. This is going to be our first review for The Real Hot Boys. The Real Hot Boys. And these hot boys are in Houston. I know they call it The Real Hot Boys of Houston, but the title actually says The Real Hot Boys, Houston. There's no of there. Anyway, whatever it is. This is season 1. It is episode 1. It is entitled Mother Goose. Now, I don't even have a drink to drink. You know what? It's late, but I'm putting this review out. I actually watched the replay when it premiered. I was at work, and I got off work late, and now I'm up late, having watched the replay and doing this review. So don't never say I do y'all no favors. Anyway, so let's talk about this. We start off with, well, let's talk about the cast. There are 4 characters, or 4 members of the cast. Ashton, DeAndre, Sherrod, and Ken or Kenny. Those are the 4, if I'm not mistaken. So, Ashton, we see him first. He's meeting up with DeAndre. They're going to the gym. Ashton, they have him called the nucleus. DeAndre, they call him the introvert. Now, they went over there to discuss this mixer that Ashton was having. And for DeAndre to be such an introvert, everybody who Ashton brought up, DeAndre had some slick shade to throw or comment. Like, he brought up some couple that was commenting. He was like, well, I saw one of them on Jack. Like, DeAndre, if you're trying to put on this cloak of you being an introvert, dear one, love bug, doll baby, you didn't do a good job in this here scene. Because, baby, the way you was trying, he was trying to shade and drag people, you know. And, you know, it was a little light he was giving. But he seemed to have a whole lot of smoke for a whole lot of people and a whole lot to say. That don't look and sound like somebody who's introverted to me. I'm just saying. Anyway, he was being real messy. And I think some of it was just for no damn reason. It was like, he was like, oh, I got a camera on me. Okay, I'm just going to be shady for no reason. And I was like, girl, how are you an introvert? Y'all make it make sense. Anyway, then we see Ken and Sherrod. They're on FaceTime talking about the fact that Sherrod says that Ashton met up with Ashton talked to him about possibly meeting up with Ken so that they could try to mend fences, because obviously the bond between the 4 friends has been severed and something happened. We don't know what happened. They didn't clue us in. They didn't give us no backstory really on what happened, but something happened and they kind of fell out. They kind of, you know, split sides. So you got Ashton and DeAndre on one side and you got Sherrod and Ken on the other side. And it looks like Ken is the reason for all of this. I don't know what it is. I think they probably should have told us, or we needed more backstory. I think they just, instead of giving us true exposition as we should get in a first episode, we got just thrown in the deep end, right into drama. Y'all need to do better with that. The storyline isn't even starting good. So then Ken was like, okay, if he want to meet, I'm up for meeting. And that's what that went. And then we like fast forward, we're at the mixer, in the middle of the mixer. I was like, wait, how did we get here? Like that transition to the mixer was really abrupt. I think that the transitions, I'm not talking about what transition you use in terms of the cinematography. I'm talking about you transitioning the story so that we're just not abruptly at different places. There's no arc. The storyline has to have some type of connection, some type of arc, so we get connection while we're seeing these scenes in the succession that we're seeing them in, and so that we know we can follow along and it makes sense. But when we just thrust abruptly into places, it seems very erratic. You feel like you're thrown all over the place, and that's just not good for your audience. But anyway, that's for production and the writers and the people in the background. Anyway, They looked like at first it was a good party. It looked like they was having a good party. Now let me talk to you, Ashton, doll baby, baby doll. When you first sat down and had that conversation, first of all, August gives me the fact that he's an ain't shit ass motherfucker just from the offset, like just from the goddamn beginning. Okay, he looks like somebody who you always knew was an ain't shit ass motherfucker, or maybe you invite him around because maybe you think he's cute, or maybe you think other people think he's cute and want to come to your party because he's there. But baby, as you can see, he ain't worth it. He is not worth the time, effort, energy, and the drama. Like, I wasn't here for him at all. He had squatters' rights on my last good nerve the entirety of the time he was on screen. Because even this whole thing about, okay, they talked about him not, August not coming to Ashton's um, game night or whatnot. And he was like, oh, my brother was died, and I don't have to tell you why I ain't coming. I don't want to nobody this, that, and the third. Well, if that's how you felt, then why you even, that even if you wanted to say, hey, you were in your feelings or whatever, a simple text or something that's like, say, hey, I lost my brother today. I know I ain't gonna make it to your event. You know what I'm saying? And that's all that needed to be said. I think people can kind of understand that, losing a sibling is a traumatic experience and you're not in the mood or right frame of mind to go to the party. Even if you feel like you didn't owe him that, the fact that, okay, he didn't know, and the fact that, okay, we're in the aftermath of this, and even how you presented it to him kind of seemed dismissive. Like, girl, I was dealing with something. Get over it. It wasn't an amicable conversation like you would have with somebody who's truly your friend, where you would be like, listen, I know I was just dealing with a rough time. My brother died, and I just at that time didn't feel like I owed it to tell anybody. But just the whole body language, the whole intonation in the voice, the inflection and everything just seemed real off-putting. Like you were just talking to some random bitch on the street and you just didn't really care. And Ashton, I kind of see already he puts himself out there and wears his heart on his sleeves a lot, where he's trying to, be mend fences with people, or build back relationships that have been broken. Girl, it ain't worth it with some of these people. Some of these people you just got to learn to cut off. That's gonna be a lesson that you're gonna have to learn real quick, Ashton, because these people will hurt your heart. Anyway, but yeah, that Ashton had squatters' rights on my last good nerve all night. Anyway, then they started playing this game. Child, that game had way more instructions than a little bit. Listen, let me tell you something. If my interest in this episode was as long as the instructions for this episode, it might have been great. Anyway, but then August sat there and he even said on the green screen, oh, I was trying to pick a fight. Oh, I was here for it. Oh, I was trying. And see, this is the type of ain't shit ass motherfucker that's just here to just test shit up. You know what I'm saying? If everybody in there and everybody's throwing shade here and there, shade is gonna come, shade gonna go. You got mad because he came for you and your headpiece and that wig. And mind you, did this bitch just say he spent $500 on that wig on his head? Girl, if you don't get your Trey Womack ass the fuck off my goddamn computer screen, I'm not. Oh, dear God. So now we see the crux of it. You mad because they called out your wig. Your wig that you paid for. A bitch don't care that you spent $500 on your wig. I don't care. I don't. $500 for that headpiece. Girl, get your damn life and your priorities in check. See, I told you that's an ain't shit ass motherfucker. Because see, he came there ready to fight. Technically, I really think he came there ready to rah and talk. Because real girls do real things. Girl, if you really was ready to fight like that, you would have fought. It wouldn't have been all that talking. You's a bitch who's, I'm from Houston. I do this. I do that. Bitch, shut your ass up. If you gonna nuck, if you buck, you would have nucked and bucked by now. All this ying around the house that you doing, girl, with that wig you got on, girl, sit your ass the fuck down somewhere. You ain't trying to fight. And if you are an example of what the Houston girl, child, you ain't giving a whole good example, honey. But child, moving on. While these girls about to have WrestleMania in the middle of the goddamn house, Ashton's sitting there laughing and kikiing. Like, this shit is a game. Like, this shit is funny. You just over there just kikiing, like, just having a good time, laughing it up. Like, these whores not in the middle of WrestleMania. Girl. So, I'm not surprised. A whole skirmish ensued, and people had to be kicked out. Now, production. This is where y'all went wrong. Because what it looks like is August is trying to get on the show, okay? August's going to do any and everything he can to get him some camera time. So if that means sparking a fight or doing these types of things that he think that y'all show should be about, he's going to do it. And when you kick that other boy out, Charlie, Chris, whatever his name was, you should have kicked Ashton ass out too. Both of them hoes should have left. What you don't do is you don't reward bad behavior with continuing to allow them on screen. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Anyway, after the party, we saw Ashton and Sherrod. They got on FaceTime the next day or somebody that was, I don't know. It was after the party. I don't know how long it was. They talked about Ashton and Ken meeting up and so forth. They also talked about that DeAndre, who's on the cast and close to Ashton, as well as Ashton's best friend Jordan, don't see it for Kenny either. And they don't want no parts of him. So we see Kenny and Ashton, they meet up at the park. Now, Ken, sir. Barbie doll, sir. Okay? Why are you upset about meeting at the park? Like, what? You just had way too much. A lot of these green screens confessionals, these whores are putting way too much. I mean, they putting real 20 on 10 in these green screen confessionals. Like, I don't know if somebody told y'all while y'all were there, you need to, amp this up or hype this up in the green screen. But I was not here for a whole lot of green screen confessionals from these whores. And I was just like, yeah, all that girl, all that. Like, you really was upset about meeting at a park. Girl, get your damn life. Anyway, first of all, Ken, I'm clawing my eyeballs out trying to be objective about you, but all objectivity about you went out the window when you gallivanted yourself all over Al Gore's good internet on social media this summer with Arbor Day, Dre Simber. All objectivity about you. Now you look like a 2-bit common gutter snipe right up out the hood when you hang with the likes of St. Patrick's Day, Dre Simber. Okay. I don't buy you. It's going to take a lot for me to buy you, Ken, because birds of a feather flock together. So if you hang with those kind of whores, like that young man, I don't buy you. And I see why the girls say they don't see it for you and they don't want to be around you, because you probably ain't shit. Look at who you hang around. But girl, they talked, and this talk, you could see Ashton once again trying to be really, put his feelings out there, be sincere, and really put his heart out there and his emotions and wear his emotions on his sleeve. And while I really feel like Ken was patronizing him. He was saying what he needed to say to make Ashton feel good, but deep inside, he was like, girl, I'm going to just say what I need to say to make you feel good, to get you out of my face, and we're going to keep it moving. I don't really mean none of that. Now, he's really going to have to do something to prove his sincerity, but right now, from first glance, he doesn't seem sincere about this apology and wanting to mend fences. Some of these girls, they'll claim that they want to mend fences and apologize to people just so they can get close to that person to beat them down again. Child, that's anyway. But the other thing that I had a problem with is I don't know how we got to this point. Why are we having this conversation? We have no idea of the realm and scope of what happened that caused this divide. So you starting out with this conversation in episode 1 and we don't know how we got here. You've left out a whole lot of information. And that's what I talked about earlier about that arc, that line, that storyline. We needed way more. And I just don't think that happened here. And the show went off from there. If I'm being honest, I think that the show has potential. I don't think it's the people on screen that causes this show not to live up to its potential. I think it's the people behind the scenes, the producers and editors and the people, writers and the people who are in charge with putting together this story of this set of friends. And I think that a better job can be done with that. And that's just the writing teacher in me coming out. But I think that you would captivate your audience more, and you would draw them in more if the dots could connect more. Like I said, this is the first episode. This is an exposition where we're supposed to be getting background information, becoming more familiar with the main characters, seeing where the plot starts with regard to the drama. But when you throw us right in, we don't know if we feel disoriented, and it's erratic viewing. And that's pretty much it I'm going to be here. I know I'm going to be in next episode to give you another review. Hopefully things get better. If people in their feelings, I really take care of that. So, say what you gotta say. But that's how I felt about it. Until next time, if y'all watched it, I'll try to put the link to the video in my description box for those people who want to see it. If you do watch, put a comment in the comment section. Let me know how you felt about it, what you saw. I like to in the comment section about what you saw and I saw and how that made difference. Until next time, that's all I have. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safe.